Hi, welcome back to my channel. Let's crochet a granny square bucket hat. I crocheted 5 granny squares together and I made a brim of 3 rows. We'll be using 5 balls of yarn. I used a 3.75 millimeter hook. Please feel free to use any size hook between 3.75 and 5 millimeters. We'll also be using a needle and some scissors. All right, starting with round 1, we are going to make a magic ring. Chain 3. And inside that magic ring, we're going to double crochet twice. And that counts as a group of 3 double crochet. And we're going to chain 2. In the magic ring, we are going to create 3 double crochets. And chain 2. Now again, 3 double crochets in the magic ring. Chain 2. And one more set of 3 double crochets. One last set of chain 2. We're going to pull the ring to close it up and connect that chain 2 with the top of the chain 3 we made in the beginning of the round. I go ahead and crochet across to close out that beginning part of the granny square. Cut off the excess and finish it off. And there we have it, our first row of our little granny square. And here I am weaving in the ends. I'm taking my needle, my yarn, putting my yarn through the eye of the needle, and weaving that excess yarn through the back side of my stitches so that excess yarn can just be neatly tucked away and we can move on to the next round. And here we are starting round 2. I'm going to take my second color yarn, make a slip stitch, and attach that to any corner of our previous round. I'm going to go ahead and chain 3, and that chain 3 will count as the first double crochet in that corner. We're then going to double crochet twice. Go ahead and chain 2 and 3 double crochet to create our first corner. After that set of 3, we are going to chain 1 over the set of 3 of the first round. And we're going to create our second corner. That'll be 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets. Chain 1 after this set and start our third corner. 3 double crochet, 2, chain 2, and 3 double crochet. Now chain 1, work on that last corner, 3 double crochet, chain 2, and 3 more double crochet. Now we are going to chain 1 and attach that to the top of the chain 3 that we initially made of this round with a slip stitch. I like to slip stitch across those remaining 2 double crochet. I trim off my yarn and I just slip stitch again and pull it through. Now here we are again, starting round 3 with a slip knot in our third color, and we're going to attach that to any corner space. Chain 3, and that counts as the first double crochet. We're going to double crochet twice and chain 2 and 3 double crochet in that same corner space. Then we're going to go ahead and chain 1, and in the next chain 1 space of the previous round, we're going to 3 double crochet, 3 and chain 1. And working in the next corner, we're going to work another corner. We're going to double crochet 3 times, chain 2, and 3 double crochet once again. We will go ahead and chain 1, and in the next chain 1 space, 3 double crochet, chain 1, and work the next corner, 3 double crochet, chain 2, and 3 double crochet, chain 1, and in the next chain 1 space of the previous round, 3 double crochet, chain 1, work at the next corner, 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet, chain 1 right here, and in the next chain 1 space, 3 double crochet, chain 1, and connect with a slip stitch at the top of the initial chain 3. And we are off to round 4. Starting with our next color, we're going to make a slip knot. Go ahead and attach that to any corner space with a chain 3. That counts as your first double crochet of the round. Then go ahead and 2 double crochet, chain 2, and 3 double crochet in that same corner space. Go ahead and chain 1, and in the next chain 1 space of the previous round, go ahead and work 3 double crochets, chain 1. Next space, go ahead and work 3 double crochets and chain 1. I'm going to work the next corner, 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets in that same corner space. Let's go ahead and chain 1, and in the next chain 1 space of the previous round, 3 double crochet. Go ahead and chain 1 and work 3 double crochet in the next chain 1 space. Chain 1 and work the next corner, 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet. Let's go ahead, chain 1 and work in the next chain 1 space of the previous round, 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets in the next chain 1 space of the previous round, chain 1 and 3 double crochet, chain 2, and 3 double crochet to complete this corner here. Go ahead and chain 1, work 3 double crochets in the next chain 1 space of the previous round, chain 1, 3 double crochet, next chain 1 space of the previous round, chain 1, and connect to the third chain with a slip stitch. There we go. Cut it off, and here we are weaving in the ends. Isn't that nice and snug and tucked away? And here we are, starting with our 5th round in our 5th color, making a slip knot, again attaching that yarn to any corner space. And we're going to go ahead and chain 3, which counts as a double crochet, You're going to go ahead and 2 double crochet alongside that, chain 2, work 3 more double crochet in the corner space. Go ahead and chain 1 and work 3 double crochet in the chain 1 space of the previous round. Chain 1 and go ahead and work 3 double crochet in the previous round. Chain 1, work 3 double crochet in the next chain 1 space of the previous round. Chain 1 and go ahead and work your corner with 3 double crochet, a chain of 2, and 3 more double crochet in that corner space. Chain 1 and in the next chain 1 space of the previous round, 3 double crochet, 1, 2, and 3, chain 1, work 3 double crochet in the next space, chain 1, work 3 double crochet in that last space of that round part, and chain 1, work 3 double crochet to start the corner, chain 2, and work 3 more double crochet to complete that corner. Chain 1 and in the next chain 1 space, 3 double crochet, chain 1 in the next double crochet in the next chain 1 space, 3 double crochet, chain 1, and in the next chain 1 space of the previous round, 3 double crochet, 3, and chain 1, work your next corner of 3 double crochet, chain 2, 1 and 2, and 3 double crochet in that same corner, and here is 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet in the next chain 1 space of the previous round, chain 1, 3 double crochet in the chain 1 space of the previous round, chain 1, 3 double crochet in the last chain 1 space of the previous round, and chain 1. Then connect that to the top of the chain 3 with a slip stitch. You can either slip stitch or weave in this last part here, whatever you choose. This is what I like to do. So here's our completed granny square, and we're going to make 5 of those. Lay them out like this, and we're going to fold each one over with the front of the granny squares facing each other when we do slip stitch them together. So when I am connecting these squares via slip stitch, I'm inserting my hook through the back loops of the double crochets. The back loops only. And then when I get to the chain 1 space, I just slip stitch over those. I'm inserting my hook through the back loops only and slip stitching. Back loop only and the back loop only. At the top of the stitch and slip stitch. Back loop again here and back loop and slip stitch. Then slip stitch completely over the chain 1s. And that's how I connect my granny squares. So when we flip it inside out, it's a smooth seam. Yeah, so I slip stitch all the way down the granny squares until I get to that first chain stitch of the corner. And that's where I stop connecting that particular square. Then I go ahead, flip my work, and connect my last square in the same way. So here we are with all the sides connected to the dome. And now we're going to close those sides up in the same manner. We're going to slip stitch each row down. I slip stitch here, the side of it downward. And then I cut the yarn and finish that off with a knot. Then I do the same thing for the remaining 3 corners of the hat, the dome of the hat. Finishing up the last stitches of the side seams of the dome, so we can close the dome up. And cut off the yarn. Here is the completed cap that is inside out. Now I'm turning it right side out and we can get started on our brim. And now to start our brim, we are going to make a slip knot with the same color 5, which is black in this case. We're going to connect in any space there and any of the chain spaces and chain 3. 1, 2, 3. That counts as a double crochet. Then we're going to make 3 double crochets in that space. And chain 1. Then in the next space we're going to work 4 double crochets and chain 1. In the next space work 4 double crochets and chain 1 after that. And this is going to be the pattern throughout that first row of the brim. Work 4 double crochets in the space of the previous round, and then chain 1 throughout in the round this hat. 4 double crochets and chain 1. chain 1 right here, and in this last space 4 double crochet, 3 and 4, chain 1, and go ahead and connect to the top of the chain 3 that we created at the beginning of this round with a slip stitch. You're going to go ahead and chain 3 and turn your work. Once you turn your work, go ahead and 2 double crochet in that chain 1 space, and work 1 double crochet in each of the 4 double crochets of the previous round. There's 4, and in that chain 1 space, work 2 double crochet. Work 1 double crochet in each of the 4 double crochets, and then work 2 double crochet in the chain 1 space of the previous round. This pattern is going to be worked throughout this row of the brim. Work 2 double crochets in each of the chain 1 space and 1 double crochet in each of the double crochets of the previous round. So here I am working the last couple stitches of round 2 of the brim, and in that last space I'm going to work 2 double crochets in that set of 4 double crochets. I'm going to work 1 double crochet in each of those double crochets, and then I am going to go ahead and close that row off by joining my last stitch to the top of that chain 3 with a slip stitch. So to start the 3rd row of my brim, I'm going to chain 3 and turn my work. Then I'm going to go ahead and work 1 double crochet in the first 5 double crochets of the previous round. Then in that 6th double crochet of the previous round, I'm going to work a double crochet increase, which is 2 double crochets in 1 stitch. So that'll be the pattern throughout this row of the brim. It'll be to work 5 double crochets and then work an increase, 5 double crochets and then an increase. And here we are in our last stitch of the third round, and we are going to work an increase and then attach our last stitch to the top of the chain 3 we created at the beginning of this row with a slip stitch. Cut off our excess yarn and just pull it through. Now you have an option to leave the hat as is and just sew in all your ends and complete it, or you could do what I'm doing here and use your 4th color of yarn or whatever color and attach it to any stitch on the border, chain 1, and work a single crochet. That's, you just insert your hook and pull up a loop and then pull through both loops. And that is what I'm going to be doing for the border of the brim. And I like to work these stitches over any excess yarn that's hanging out so I can save time and not weave in the ends. To each their own. So, yeah. All right, so you're going to work a single crochet in each of the double crochets of the previous round until you get to the last stitch. Now to work our invisible join, we are going to leave several inches of yarn and cut the working yarn. Then we're going to go ahead and work our last single crochet stitch and pull the yarn through. Then we're going to go ahead and weave our yarn through the eye of our needle, insert the needle under the beginning stitch and then through the previous stitch and then through the rest of the last stitches of that round. And that's how we will make it invisible. I like to make sure I'm running it through the back of the stitches there. And there we have it. Our brim is complete, and so is our hat. Just snip that off. And there it is.